All right, everyone. Welcome to the UFO Tuesday Funcast.
That
I'm pretty excited about that entrance or the intro there.
that might be my favorite one yet.
Hey, if we talk about UFOs all day, I am all about it.
Yeah, conspiracy theories and UFOs.
Is Bryant with us or is he frozen? Eh, this wouldn't be a
Bryant.
fun cast without some computer problems.
Yep,
So
I think
see
Bryant's
you, Bryant.
frozen. Unless he's taking a nap.
He might be taking a
We
nap.
got a good look at his
Anyway, I am.
fresh new cut though at this view.
I'm pretty jealous because I got a haircut today too,
Yeah.
and it's not as fresh. I put a hat on and stuff, so it's all messed up. But
I didn't cut mine
Trent, I think
today.
you got a haircut also.
Yesterday shaved it off. So be shaving day again tomorrow.
So it's UFO haircut day today.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
pretty awesome. It's a great day.
Bryant's moving
Oh,
again.
Bryant's back.
Can you see me now?
We're
Yep.
back.
Now we're officially back. Alrighty.
Could
So you said it was shaving day, Trent. What are we shaving?
Right here, top
Oh,
top of the head. You
It's
know,
okay.
you were frozen, kind of looking down, and we were complimenting your new haircut.
Oh yeah, I got it tonight. This is 2 hours ago. The freshest of fresh cuts right now.
Yeah.
I got mine at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Bryant. So we apparently on the same page here.
Dang.
Now I've got to ask you though. So I go to the point where I look like I'm practically homeless and been on the street for a while till I'm like, okay, I need a haircut. Let's get this going, which is
Mhm.
very professional when you're in healthcare. Yay me. Um,
That's what I look
you
for.
do you
Who's
get a
got the
haircut?
gnarliest hair?
Yeah, yeah, that's me. Y- it seems like you get a haircut like every 2 weeks. What are you? I'm like every 2 months. What are you looking at?
Once a month, buddy. It's a subscription service. So I gotta. I pay them like once a month, and I guess if I don't get my hair cut, it just goes away. So I got to use it or lose it. So
Wait, is it
We're
really?
yeah, it's scissors and scotch down here in Ankeny, Ankeny, Des Moines. But yeah, I mean they do pretty good, and it's like the one thing that I do to pamper myself a month. So as
Do you
a
get
single
scotch
guy
while you're
with
there?
the single guy with disposable income, I rarely get to spoil myself.
So do
Never
you
do.
do you actually get scotch there or what?
You can if you want. I usually just get a beer, but yeah, I mean they got
Huh?
Crown, they got. I mean, sorry, I just say Crown because it's the one I drink, but Makers, they got any whiskey you could probably one. They can make you a cocktail. It's a Tuesday at 6 for Christ's sakes. I'm not drinking that much, you know.
that's
That's actually a
old
brilliant idea.
prime
Yeah,
old fashioned time then, Bryant.
prime old fashioned, and then drive home just like they did in the 50s.
Yep.
My favorite thing about when I went to Mexico last year was finding out that drinking and driving is just perfectly fine there. Nobody gives a shit. It seems like everybody does it. So, I went there. The first thing for me, like, we got picked out to a golf course, and the guy that's driving, he's like, "Do you want a beer while we're going to the course?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." He opens up the glove compartment, and there's beer in the glove compartment. I'm like, "Well, I mean, I'm not going to turn it down." So that was
Yeah,
that
you don't
was
want to
news
be
to
rude.
me. Yeah, I don't want to be rude. And then I went golfing again with another guy, and he had one or two at the course, and we're like, we I think we bought a 6 pack or something, and we had a couple left, and he's just like, "All right, we gotta take these with," and he cracks it open while we're driving, and I'm just like, and he's not hiding it; he's just holding it at with his arm on the window and stuff. Apparently, that's just the thing down there.
You just have a cerveza while you're driving down the road with your buddies.
open
Hey,
Homebreds, as they call them.
open container laws are this basically the same in Mexico and Missouri.
Yeah,
Just
I was just thinking the same thing. That was like when you were growing up, 2020, or when you were 21. Wink, wink. Um, you and your buddies back. Who's the one driver that would get the rest of the way down, and then everyone else was cracking beers right as they like cross the state line, like you're some addict.
that is funny. So yeah, I guess we can try to talk some football tonight. I know I think we have a couple fun cast things. I am bringing back a segment tonight, boys. So we're a fan favorite here.
Oh, shit.
We're bringing it
man.
back.
Good.
But
Well, I'm ready to talk about the best football weekend, maybe of my life, maybe one of the best sports weekends of my life. I don't know.
get it going, man.
So, yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. Chiefs 17, Ravens 10. The best player on the Ravens tried to talk shit to the best two players on our team, and two of them took care of business, and one of them took his ball and he went home for the season. So, no, it was a pretty tight game, man. I would say I wasn't feeling great about it until that final interception, really, because we've kind of finally come around. Joey was trying to convince us all last year. Lamar, I don't think he's still peak. I don't know, man. I really don't think he was MVP with as good as that defense was this year. But that guy can ball. He is mobile. He's always been mobile, but he was mobile enough where the defense had to be scared enough where his pass was going to scare them as well. I don't know. That was probably the first Ravens game I watched all year, and even though they lost and it wasn't a great one for them, I can see why throwing everyone and had the greatest point differential. Man, that defense was tenacious, nasty. The whole team, I'll be honest, speaking of nasty, that might be one of the most undisciplined teams I've seen get that far into the season, because holy hell, I'm sure you guys saw the same thing, and everyone online, of course, was saying refs. But man, like there's so many things where it's like, how'd you get to the AFC Championship when you're making that many personal fouls and that many mistakes to cost yourself 15 yards every single time?
Yeah. Kind of ugly.
Good.
I didn't see a ton of it. I was playing a golf simulator tournament, so I was just kind of tuning in and out with that.
Mhm.
So mainly I was just enjoying your guys' texts about it.
Yeah, I would say we didn't go too crazy because honestly, again, I think the last couple weeks the refs have been pretty damn good actually, and maybe that's just the quality of play, or they told them to let everyone play at this point. But I don't know. In this game, man, there's some ticky tack stuff. I still think that it was one of the better games that we've played all season. We didn't have any offense in the second half, but we did enough in the first to get them going, and you're starting to see why Spags is. I've talked crap about him before, but he's finally had enough years to get the pieces he needs, and we've drafted well enough where you can see what that defense can do. We have some great starters, obviously, but there's so many even role players and backups that an injury goes in, all of a sudden they get thrown into the action and they are just as effective as the starter. So credit to Spags.
Why is he not getting
Go ahead.
head coach conversation?
I don't know. I believe he was the defensive coordinator for the Giants. I cannot remember who he was the head coach of previously. Some guys, honestly, maybe he just sees this unit. He's getting compensated well. You're winning. Maybe he just goes, I've done the head coaching thing. I don't really like it. And Reed, he probably just gives them full control. I know Andy has his hand on the offense and doesn't really let go of that too much. I bet you on defense, he just lets him do whatever the hell he wants, and you're seeing where it's working out now.
Yeah.
So he was the Giants' interim head coach in 2017.
Yep.
Before that, he was their defensive coordinator. Let's see. He was the St. Louis Rams. He was a Rams head coach from 2009 to 2011.
Okay.
The Dolphins?
Yeah, I thought he was on. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making it up. But
that's about the only team he hasn't coached.
Damn it! There's 32 teams. I could have chose any other one, and I would have been fine, huh?
Let's see. He's been with the Redskins. This is just NFL.
We don't
tenure.
say that anymore.
Yeah, well, that's what they were back in 1983. The Eagles, the Giants, the Rams, the Saints, the Ravens, the Giants, the Chiefs. And that's
I get it. They were on every other team, and I said something wrong. I get it, Trent.
And that's not counting college or Europe League.
Did he play? While we're on the subject, might as well.
Let's see here.
I'm gonna guess he was at the University of or Georgia Tech. How about that? He wasn't, but or William and Mary. That's my final guess.
Well, I don't think he
didn't go
I
to
don't think
college.
What did he go to school? Hard Knocks? Where the hell did he go?
College, Springfield.
Missouri?
I don't know. Division
Like
3. Springfield
was this like the
Pride
Simpsons?
football.
It's Springfield, but we don't know what state.
Yeah, he
Springfield,
played with Homer.
Massachusetts. Springfield, Massachusetts. Yeah.
I got you.
Division
So no,
3.
I mean all the credit to him, man. He is, I believe, in the last 4 games, he's only allowed 3 total points in the second half, and that was to these Ravens. I mean, literally lights out. These top tier teams, and it's funny seeing the haters really try and come up with how the Chiefs could have managed to do this after it looked so shitty in the regular season. And it's the defense has always been there, but when one of your worst players is out for personal reasons and sick, and not self-destructing the whole offense, you tend to do a little bit better the last couple weeks,
Hey,
Yeah.
congrats to him for having a child, though.
Hey, I'm just gonna say when work gets the toughest, I hope something comes up where I can just take off a few weeks and still get credit. That sounds like a hell of a good thing.
So yeah, if they win the Super Bowl, he'll still get a ring.
Seriously though, Kadarius, they're trying to be polite about it, and everyone knew that you weren't like you had nothing, and all of a sudden you were doubtful for a game. That doesn't just happen overnight. They knew they were trying to be nice, and your dumbass goes, "I'm actually not injured." It's like, we know. We would rather be one less wide receiver and run wishbone than have you out wide and fucking bounce another ball for a pick 6. That happened twice this year. Like, come on, man. Like, I've just never seen a player. And again, the trade still worked out with taking him. We didn't do well with not picking up any other pieces this year. But with that punt return in the Super Bowl last year was enough to, like, we won the game because of it. So it was a win of a trade to get Kadarius. But, like, I've never seen a player regress so badly from being at least competent last year to just outright. Does this guy know what the fucking sport he's playing right now? He's making millions. He's been playing for years. He didn't even know half the shit out there, man.
I was gonna say I don't remember him being all that bad last year.
Yeah, I don't either.
That's what happens with a University of Florida education. Am I right, Ryan?
Yeah, huh?
An incomplete one at that. So I was just trying to make LSU sound a little bit better because Kadarius a little rough.
Little rough.
Yeah. So I really honestly not. I mean, we all watched it. I think everyone's everyone hates it. 4 out of 5 years. And it's on the verge of dynasty. And frankly, as bad as this
I
is going
think
to
you can
sound,
be at that point now.
what's that?
I think you're at dynasty. I don't think you're at the verge of it.
I guess the 3 wins in 5 years or whatever the hell they want. I think it is. I mean, you make 4 Super Bowls in 5 years, but I guess you got to win a couple. Ask the '90s Bills about that. You can't just make 4 Super Bowls and be considered a dynasty.
Yeah, I don't think they're considered a dynasty.
No.
Made it, lost them all.
Sorry, I still think about that Bills fan that was outright grown-ass man crying in the stands, and I just laughed thinking how he shoveled for 10 hours the day before just so he could watch us beat his ass. I thought that was the funniest thing, man.
He was crying because he was so sore from shoveling. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He can't even lift his arms up to wipe his tears away. They're just freezing on his face. But no, I would say I do still get a kick out of all people that the Ravens sent over to try and do mind games was Justin Tucker. And then the little, sorry, apologize for my language, that little bitch, he backs out and goes, "Oh, I don't know what it was. We always warm up on the opposite side." Like, yeah, you warm up on the 20, 30, 20 to 30 yard line where you're going to actually be kicking a field goal. You don't set up a football on the goal line And then when again, they're kind of like, hey, can you move? And then he moves it 2 inches over and then acts like it's not a big deal. So then they start throwing shit and everyone's like, I cannot stand these Chiefs. He's just stretching there. It's like he's intentionally putting his equipment where we're trying to do warm-ups. And if he rolls someone's ankle or it injures someone, that's what they're trying to do. So Justin Tucker, you can do the mind games. That's fine. Just don't be a little bitch about it. Just say, hey, I was trying to play mind games and it didn't work because I'm a kicker. And look, I didn't do much in this game. It's just own up to it is all I wanted.
I'm curious because he said he's been doing that same thing, ritual or pregame,
Being a little bitch,
whatever for 12 years, and so I'd be curious to look back at game tape from 3 years ago and see if that's actually what he has been doing. Because if he has, then it's like, okay, then he's being honest about it. But I mean, for 12 years, has he done it for 17 weeks out of 12 years? I don't have a clue.
Mahomes has said that kickers will warm up on that side of the field. That's fine. And they said they've only had issues with 3 times, and every single time it's the Ravens. So he does it every single time. Just means he's an asshole every single time.
So he's consistent though. He's not wrong. He's consistent about it.
Consistently an asshole? Yeah, I mean you can do that. How about I consistently take a shit in his helmet too? Well, I did it every time though. It's just my thing, I mean,
everyone's got to have their thing. Some people warm up on the one. Some people take shits in helmets. Everyone's got to have their thing.
Yeah,
dude.
so it was just so fucking stupid. Like it went from kind of cool when he was a little bit of a swaggy kicker to he's just an asshole now. So again, enjoy watching the Super Bowl from home. You can put your helmet and your footballs anywhere you want, Justin.
I wonder if they're actually. I heard people today calling for Harbaugh to be fired, and it's like, well, I mean,
join his brother's staff.
Yeah, why would they fire him?
But it's good because he didn't get to the Super Bowl, which in the last 5 years, have there been many teams in the AFC that have made it to the Super Bowl?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Why would they fire him? Like, it's so stupid.
It took a historic collapse for Joe Burrow to sneak by one of the best quarterbacks in the league to sneak by 3 one time. Otherwise, it was just the Chiefs every single time, man. So I mean, you can get mad, but I mean, it's just. What are you going to do? Just keep firing until Andy Reid retires or Patrick Mahomes isn't here, at the end of the regular season still playing? I mean,
and it's the same thing with the Vikings this year. So many people calling for KOC to be fired. Well, okay, his first season, he coached a 13-win game team with the 30th best defense. Or were we the worst defense last year? We were top 2.
I think it was 30. 30, 31st. Yeah.
It was in the 3s, that's for sure. And then this year he goes, his record's not near as good, and we need to fire him. Well, yeah, you were on 4 different quarterbacks. Your star wide receiver was out for 5 weeks. Your last 2 weeks was on your 3rd string was your starter, was your 1st string cornerback. Like, can we at least just take a step back and put the pitchforks away and actually be a little smart about this?
And let's also not act like the Lions didn't have a great year, and they do have a great team. So they're going to be right now. The North, in my opinion, runs through them. And then the Packers, shockingly, with Jordan Love, he seems competent enough. Like, you're acting like that was just like an easy division. He just pissed it away. You had injuries, and you had an NFC finalist in that division.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how emotional people get over just stupid shit.
So how mad were you when they showed Taylor on the TV screen this weekend, Ryan? 1 to 10.
I'm just sick of it. Like, that's just all it is. I'm just tired of it. Like, I mean, I'm not going at the screen like, you bastards. No, it's just like more of this bullshit. Come on.
You're not one of those going, she's ruining the sport, and you throw your remote at the TV and shatter it.
No. Because she already ruined country music, which is something that I loved. And so, like, it's just like, okay, it's just add this on top of it, basically. Music is something I listen to every single day of the year. Football is 17 weeks out of the year. So it's just like, okay, just the cherry on top, basically.
Yeah, you haven't even mentioned how much she flies her private jet around,
I
ruining
had
the
that
environment.
I had that conversation with someone that's very pro environment and pro
Yeah,
climate change and all that stuff. And me, I'm just like, I'm on the I'm one of those people that, okay, that's a problem 5 generations from now. Why do I give a crap? But it's just like, okay,
yeah,
you're you're very pro climate change and you're also very pro Taylor Swift. Explain this to me then.
yeah. Hey, you want to explain why that private jet in 1 year is going to do more than I could probably do in 5 lifetimes? That
Hmm.
I agree.
Yeah. Same thing with your favorite actor, Leonardo DiCaprio. Just explain this to me why I need to I need to get rid of my Hemi pickup to get a electric pickup that, oh yeah, the drilling for the minerals to make the batteries is way worse for the environment than gas will ever be. But hey, let's just not have this conversation.
The person that's going to tell me that I'm doing bad for the earth compared to these people better be driving their horse and buggy to me. And
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
horse better not fart on the way.
Yeah, and if it's
Heartless horse.
Just
and yeah, if this horse poops on the road, you better be picking that up immediately. I don't want it to be
Yep.
ruining the environment.
cow farts are the worst thing for the environment.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, well, you say all that. Well, next time you go to a restaurant, also remember you got to use paper straws now.
Yep. That's why I
Oh,
eat those
those are the
cows.
worst things ever.
Kylie Jenner is going to fly her private jet 10 minutes to save herself an hour across Los Angeles, but you need to use plastic, or you need to use paper straws over there, buddy.
Do you remember it was like 10 years ago? Cheryl Crow said everyone needs to use one square of toilet paper.
Yeah. All right. Good luck, Cheryl. I'll invite you over. Let me know how that one square goes on me. All right.
Yeah, I'll let you try it out on my. Yeah, let's see how this
Hey,
goes, Cheryl.
if you use a bidet, anything's possible though. One square might be possible.
I like to consider myself pretty open-minded. If someone's got a different opinion than me, I'll respect it. But when you start doing nonsense like one square of toilet paper, that's where you lose me a little bit.
One square of toilet paper. So that one bundle that you buy will last you a couple years.
Are we?
That's it.
I mean, you think this is gonna do the trick here? That's so I can have some quad ply there. I don't think that's gonna work, Cheryl. I'll get back with you, but hand
I want to.
sanitizer. I think.
I want to see the picture of the aftermath. Just like
Oh no,
here's my.
yeah. I don't know if you do. You say you want to see it. Then you see it. You see the atrocity that happened, and I don't think you want to see it.
And that's where you have Hillary Clinton walk into your apartment looking strange, like this guy's using one
Yeah.
square of toilet paper.
Well, sign in the bathroom says one square only. That sign ain't gonna fly in my bathroom, not in my America either. So no, I got nothing else on the Chiefs, man. I thought it was a good game. I like to talk a little shit about the Ravens. The Justin Tucker thing kind of pissed me off, but it's like, well, end of the day, have fun at home, man. Good thing you have an opera career to back you up on.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go home and cry into his millions of dollars. Poor guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Feel
yeah.
terrible for him.
I bet he has 4-ply toilet paper and I only have 2.
And I bet
He probably
he
uses
uses
cardboard.
one. I bet he uses more than one square.
Do
Guaranteed.
you remember
Yep.
back in COVID when everyone's like, okay, I need to hoard every single thing of toilet paper I can find and screw everybody else?
Yes.
Yep.
So the thing that Katrina always gets pissed off about when we talk about this, you couldn't find flour anywhere. And Katrina actually bakes, actually cooks. And these people are out there buying up flour because, oh, you're not going to be able to buy bread. I bet they didn't make their own bread. I bet they still got that same flour sitting in their pantry.
Yeah. I threw mine away from around that time. Yeah, a couple years later, I was like, yeah, I used 1 cup of it for the one time I made like fried chicken or
Yeah.
something. You know, that was it.
Man.
Uh,
Yeah. Well, shall we move on
I
to?
think that's about as
to
political as we've
yeah.
ever gotten there.
Yeah. That and our Hillary memes.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Thanks,
the most.
and this all led to it because of Taylor Swift. Thank you, Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
You're ruining football.
As I
I
shut my TV off.
I love the people. I'm not watching the Super. Yeah, you are. Just don't even finish that sentence. You're watching the Super Bowl, and oddly enough, the Chiefs have played in like the 3 highest viewed divisional conference. I mean, T Swift or not. I mean, the people are watching. They say they're not going to. They're
This will be
watching.
the most watched Super Bowl of all
This is-
time. I guarantee.
Well, yeah, it's got the 2 biggest
yeah.
superstars at quarterback.
Exactly. So let's talk about a game that Taylor Swift wasn't at. The real championship here.
Yes.
I mean, I
Go
hate
ahead,
to say
Trent.
it last year when I'm like, hey, Brock Purdy's going to be starting by week 9. And everybody's like, duh, yeah, whatever. He'll be cut. Yeah.
Idiot.
It's such stupid. Well, now he's starting in the Super Bowl. Damn it.
Our special boy
Yep.
made it to the Super Bowl.
Yep. Yeah, it was a great game. They were down.
And if you didn't get hurt last year, this
could be a rematch. Yeah. Yeah, this was a good game. You're down
Oh,
17.
yeah, sorry. I don't know if I've got a delay or what.
You might have a little delay there.
Un pequeño.
But yeah, the 49ers are getting absolutely gashed in the first half by the David Montgomery and why can't I think of the other running back's last name?
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yes, Jahmyr Gibbs getting gashed. They had like 140 yards rushing in the first half. The 49ers missed a field goal. They're down by 17 at the half. But it's crazy. I still felt comfortable with the 49ers going to win that game, and they came back and did it. And, if you look at Twitter, it's everything all year is, Brock Purdy. No, he's nothing. He's terrible. And then
can't come from behind.
Yeah, this game, in the first half, yep, look, see, told you, Brock Purdy's getting pressured. He's not good. He threw an interception. It's like, yeah, Brock Purdy ain't playing middle linebacker. He didn't give up 140 yards rushing. Oh, and that field goal that they missed, he didn't kick that either.
My favorite is because we follow so many pro Iowa State people, so we're all angry. At the end of the day, we're going, yeah, Brock really should have stopped he should have batted down that pass a little bit better.
Yeah.
He's getting, and it's good because if he wasn't good, no one would be like, well, yeah, he sucks. They're saying that because he is playing well enough where they're scared he's going to keep moving on.
Yep.
As well as like if this was Davis Mills and they were losing 21-7 like that, they'd go, well, yeah, that makes sense, Davis Mills.
Yeah.
But he's good enough. So I mean, take a little bit of grain of salt with that.
Yeah. So I saw or heard a theory, and it makes total sense. All these people that were saying, yep, see, look, he's, didn't play good in the first half. He's not good. He can't get his team to that Super Bowl. All this. It's the people that said, when he was drafted, he's too small. He has no arm strength. He's not accurate. He can't do this. It's like they want so bad to be proven right on their crappy opinion. That's what it is.
Rather than mature people, yeah, a lot. I'm going to tell you right now. I think I've said this before on the pod. There is an astonishingly large amount of Iowa burner accounts. They're just Iowa fans. They're just in every single one of them. It's their whole Twitter feed, because I'll look at like, why is this guy saying anything negative with Purdy? And I'll look at their profile. I would say a good 50-60% of the time there's something Hawkeyes, or if you go to the replies, it's all anti-Cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a fan base that's more obsessed with not only just not having a face to their profile so you can't prove that they're just being an asshole. it's some Hayden Fry burner, and it's everything is just commenting on Cyclone shit, and now Purdy stuff because again, one of your favorite tight ends of all time, Kittle, is on the team. You'd want him to succeed, but they don't want to give up the fact that he's succeeding because of a cyclone.
That'd be awful. It's just awful.
Yeah, it'd be terrible if one of your favorite players in the league that you hated that he was on the other side of the country in San Fran. It'd be terrible if he started having success just because the quarterback went to a school you don't like too well.
Yeah.
Just awful.
Yeah.
The worst thing about the Lions I hated all year was David Montgomery was rushing, but I just hated that the tight end Pop was there for Sam Laporta, which opened up the run to open up more lanes for Montgomery. I hated that. That was just terrible that he got some receiving touchdowns. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Man?
Yeah. Did you see the press conference afterwards when some reporter asked, I think it was Shanahan, about Purdy? Like, were you surprised that Purdy was able to use his legs and be mobile and get away? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
He's done it all year, and he did it all last year. And
he did it all
if you watch any of his 50 games he played in college, yeah, he did it then too. Like,
yeah.
Just how not informed.
Again, and it's just because you can just admit, hey, I didn't think Mr. Irrelevant was going to work out. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But like having 2 years of evidence now, yeah, I know in statistics you're supposed to have a sample size of 30. He hasn't quite got to 30 games yet, so we don't quite know if he's good. But it's like, guys, like this is back-to-back NFC championships to go into the Super Bowl, and there's a lot of players on the team. But guess what? Mahomes has made it to the Super Bowl, and he's had a lot of good players around him too. When Joe Burrow made the Super Bowl, he had a lot of good players around him. Hey, when Stafford made it to the Super Bowl, he had a lot of good players around him. It's almost like it's a team sport.
Yeah.
So one guy isn't going to dictate the whole thing. One guy can significantly help if you got a good quarterback, but then it goes back to we don't want to give him credit either. So.
No team, I'm just guessing this is, and it could be an opinion. No team has ever won the Super Bowl with one good player on it. The rest of the team just sucked. But that one good player.
Who was on Joe Namath's the Broadway Joe's team? Because that's the only player I know on that team at all.
Because it was 60 years ago.
Yeah, you could probably name multiple. Like if you heard the stars on the Packers teams, like from Super Bowl 1 and 4 or whatever, you go, I know some of those players, like multiple. I bet you Joe Namath's team, Joe Namath, and that's it.
I obviously can't think of another player on that team off the top of my head.
Yeah, not a big Jets history aficionado. Should we call it Mr. Tucker? He could break down that whole roster probably.
Let's see. Yeah,
I'll name you a player. I'll name you a team.
Let's hear it.
96 Cowboys. Deion Sanders.
Oh yeah, prime time baby.
Emmitt Smith,
Coach Prime,
Troy Aikman. See, you can name multiple players on that team.
Yeah,
he
but
just
they
wanted
weren't.
To say Coach Prime and piss you off.
Well, it's working.
It's pissing me off, is what it is. Yeah. What are some of the players? Do you have any of the roster in front of you, Trent?
So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There were 11 Pro Bowlers on the 1968 New York Jets.
Name any of them. Maybe I've heard of them. Was Curtis Martin on there?
Curtis Martin? I don't think he played in 1968, or he might not have been born in 1968.
Oh, damn, I thought I had it. Shit.
Al Atkinson, Verlin Biggs, Emerson Boozer. That's all-time Pro Bowl name right there. Emerson Boozer. Dave Herman, Winston Hill, Don Maynard, Joe Namath, Gary Philbin, George Sauer, and Jim Turner. Again, you can't name because they're not household names. Joe Namath, but there were 11 Pro Bowlers on that team. So
half of the Pro Bowl was on that team.
Yes,
I don't know any of them.
Either. But still, that just
Well,
proves
yeah,
like
but back in
even
the day,
then,
there
it's
were
not
only
like
like 4 there were only like 4 teams back then, so
yeah.
yeah.
But that just
Yeah.
proves like
So
even then it wasn't just one guy. Like they had a whole stacked team here.
that, but see, like I'm pretty sure, like on the Bart Star teams, there's Paul Hornig. So it's like, okay, I know the other guy. He was, Heisman winner from Notre Dame. But like, you just named all those players. I can't even think of what they look like or what position. So,
Well, obviously Emerson Boozer went to Maryland State, 7th round
oh,
draft
oh,
pick.
oh
I mean,
man,
come
he
on.
was Mr. Irrelevant.
Well,
No, that was when the draft had like 15 rounds.
yeah, because he was pick number 98 in the 7th round.
Oh, geez. So yeah, so league was a little smaller back then.
Yeah.
What? But just so we can actually get back to the real game, who gives a fuck about the Jets ever, other than Brees Hall and the Cyclones on there? But
True.
do you think Lions fans will ever get over this?
I don't know. Like this was their shot.
Yes.
It's been only 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, then they're feeling good going into halftime. They are absolutely gashing the 49ers on every play. You go into their defensive backs waving goodbye to all the fans in the first half, and then you blow it.
What a dumb thing to do, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had to have that swagger to get that far, to play that well. But man, to have the balls when you're only up 2 scores, and no offense, you have the history of the Lions on your side, to start waving in the second
Yeah.
quarter. You're up 2 scores midway through the fourth. That's the time you can start waving, when people are probably actually leaving. But like, man, just eye on the prize, dude. Because what a fucking Steven, don't listen to this. Sorry, buddy. But what a fucking collapse, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, there was still like 11 and a half minutes left in the second quarter when he was doing that.
Yeah, just dumb.
That's the thing,
I
is
bet
he
you.
has been he's been cocky and arrogant the whole season. Like this isn't really a surprise though, if you've seen his really BS that he's done the whole year.
Yep.
And here's
You
my
talking about
question for
Gardner
you guys.
Johnson?
Yeah, here's my question for you guys. If you're a Detroit Lions fan, you've heard a lot of people say this, Dan Campbell, he's not to blame on these, with these decisions that he made. It is what it is. The plays were there, they just didn't make it. But Dan, that's Dan Campbell. That's how he is through the whole season, and that's how he'll always be, which is true, and you have to respect that to a point. But at what point do you put any fault on the guy?
I don't think you put him anywhere close to the majority of it, because he got you again. He got you that far. This is probably the first time they've ever felt good going into most games in a season. But if you had to like rank them, I bet you he's like third or fourth. Like, because again, end of the day, the head coach is still making a lot of those decisions. But like, I think a lot of them can appreciate, like, hey, he got us this far. We played aggressive to get this far. It was just like you said. It was towards the end. He was started like as almost heat checking himself, and it didn't work out. If it works out, then holy shit, he looks like a fucking genius, and he's got the biggest balls in the world. Everyone saw the meme of the Randy Marsh with the big balls with Dan Campbell's head on it. That was the meme all year about him. Was he was just making these big plays, big calls. I don't think you can put a majority of them, man, because it's almost like end of the day, he's the one that got you there, man. Him, Goff, and all those rookies that made a significant difference this year. If it was me, now if he does it again next year, it's something he chokes away in a big lead game. Now we got a bit of a pattern going, but I don't think you put it remotely close to a majority.
I was asked about that too, about him going for those 2 4th downs and they get stopped. I'm just like, the Lions were running for like 8 yards a pop, and they needed a yard on both of those. Why not?
Yeah. So, I agree because, and again, that's the unfortunately that was the big risk of it. Is if what if we don't get it? But if you're a Lions fan, you've seen how many times I think they said they hit on fourth down like 56% of the time.
Yeah.
When would you have ever felt bad about him going for it again?
Yeah.
And if you're a Lions fan, I think you do that every single time and risk getting to an insurmountable lead and falling short than you do being safe, getting the points, and then potentially tying or like this where the 49ers did just enough to win it.
Yeah, because if he gets those, then everybody's like, dude's a genius. Like, played aggressive. He got those first downs. Tie the game or win, whatever. But didn't get it. Hindsight's 2020, and now it's like, oh, well, why didn't you punt? Why didn't you kick that field goal? Well,
yep. Hey, we can speak to it as Cyclones fans. How
Thank
often
you.
we said, Campbell, be more risky, please. And then when he did it, I hated the fans that go, that's why you don't. No, you try and it didn't work. And I was happy about it. Let's move on.
I was thinking the same thing as a Cyclone fan. It's like, how many times have we been like, we need to go for it here, be more aggressive, and
4th and 1 and we tail between our legs and
you punt on your own, you're on the the opposite side of the field's 40.
Yeah. Just man up. And I think a lot of coaches are starting to do like the analytics for beginners. You're on the opposite side of the field. They still have to drive it 30, 40 yards. Why risk doing a punt when the odds are going to be in your favor of getting any yards or getting the first and then continuing moving on?
Yeah.
You saw it with Staley. Staley kind of showed a little bit of the blueprint. He never really won, but he showed like if you're going to beat the Chiefs, you have to be aggressive enough to start going for it on 4th down because there was a couple before Staley, but like he was the really one that went like we're going to full bore, we're going to go 100% what analytics say, and we're going to be aggressive with it. And it didn't work out great for him, I guess. But you're starting to see a little bit more where even Andy Reid and Mahomes tell him like, let's go for it, 4th and 1.
Yeah.
Which if he ever said anything, he'd go, Coach, I'm punting it this time. I go, you got it.
It's first down. I'm going to punt. Yeah, okay. Patrick Mahomes, do what you want.
Hey, this kid knows something. I would legitimately, if just the middle of the second quarter, I'm trying to think how pissed I would be if he just like, you know what, I'm going to nosedive this game. I punt it on first down. They get a decent return. I think I'd just be more flabbergasted, but I don't know if I could ever stay angry at that guy. I'd just be like, oh, that's Patrick. What are you going to do? He just punts on first downs occasionally.
He knew what he was doing. Just didn't work out.
Especially if we won the game by some fluke. I'd be like, see, that punt in the second quarter that actually cost us points, that's what made the difference.
Helped, for sure.
It helped.
Yep.
So
let's see here. I'll move on to the next caption here. I just have Super Bowl 58, 49ers Chiefs, Sunday, February 11th. I think the Chiefs are a 1-point favorite right now.
Underdog.
Oh, okay, so the 49ers 1 point. I knew it was 1 point. And I was for some reason thinking the Chiefs.
Currently, I think it's 2 points.
It opened at 2.5 and went down to 1. Did it go back up to 2? It's moved.
Yeah, it's back up to
okay.
2. I caught Chiefs at plus 100 the other day. I mean, easy way to double my money, man.
Yeah.
I as much as I love Brock Purdy in these Niners, it would be a decent story. That's gonna be tough, man.
Did you see Did you see my description for the podcast tonight?
Oh no, I didn't. Is it bad or is it good?
It's good.
All right, well,
click on and check it out. I'll just read it.
Yeah, what just
said the boys chat about the NFL championship weekend. Bryant literally can't miss with the outcome of the Super Bowl with his Chiefs on one side and Purdy on the other.
That's what I'm saying, man. As a Chiefs and Brock Purdy enthusiast for the Super Bowl, yeah, I want the Chiefs to win, obviously. I think that'd be huge. Mm-hmm. But if Brock Purdy and the Niners, sorry, we keep saying Brock Purdy, like he's the only one.
No, he is.
But if the Niners somehow pulls off this victory, first off, haters will be in shambles. They will be in nothing less than the biggest shambles you've ever seen in your life.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah. Yep.
Shake it off, though. It's fine.
They'll just have to shake it off, right? maybe they'll drown them some of their sorrows and listen to Tim McGraw. You know,
when I think Tim McGraw.
Hey,
But
am
yeah,
I lagging now? Am I back?
You're back,
you're back.
but I don't.
But I think you might be lagging because we've been saying some Taylor Swift songs you haven't reacted to
Yeah.
yet.
I'm just trying to change the subject here.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm
No, do you think there would have been a better matchup? I guess between the final four teams, do you think there would have been a better matchup than these Niners versus the Chiefs?
I think at the beginning of the season this was probably the matchup a lot of people thought it'd be in the first place. I think both teams were
Mhm.
Mhm.
probably, besides the Eagles for the NFC, which they had a complete collapse. I mean,
Yep.
we talked about it before the beginning of the season. You'd be stupid to ever bet against Patrick Mahomes because it's Patrick Mahomes. Um,
Yeah.
and then they had their struggles, and I think a lot of people probably had doubts, and that was whatever. But I mean, in the end, it's like who would you ever really doubt Patrick Mahomes would make it? And again, San Francisco so close last year. If it weren't for I think if it weren't for Purdy's injury, they would have probably been in it last year too. So this is probably what a lot of people predicted this season.
For Mahomes, what he did this year, I'm not going to say he deserves. He's MVP in my heart because Mahomes again not only overcame everything in one game, yada yada, but he lost just enough games where I was able to get plus 900 odds before the playoffs for a future for them to win the Super Bowl, and that's probably better odds than if I would have just put money on at the beginning of the season. So
Yep.
thank you, Patrick Mahomes, for getting me better money when the Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
If you,
You
yeah, I
can thank
wonder.
Darius for that.
I wonder what the odds were like the Monday after they lost 4 out of 6 games at one point this season.
Oh, I wish I would have seen it, man. I'm gonna have to start keeping an eye on that during the uh, regular season.
Yeah.
But I and again, I don't know why I've been on the greatest run I've ever been in my life in sports for pro football. Why the fuck didn't I not put one in the preseason? I was looking at my bets earlier this year. Like the earliest bet I out of future I still have is Brock Purdy MVP, and that was like week 3 or 4. But it's like, why am I not putting like 100 every single year on the Chiefs preseason and don't even bet the regular season? Just put that in, and I'll probably end up with more money. Even if I zero out and it makes zero, I lose money in the NFL betting. Why don't I just do that? And I'm either going to be way up or I'm going to break even at negative 100 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we'll see a season like this for Kansas City again. I think they probably learned their lesson a little bit, and you guys will go out and get an actual wide receiver, whether it's through the draft or through free agency. I don't. I
I
don't
hope
think.
so.
I don't see how you guys can go another season with the GM and Reed going. You know what? Let's just run it back with what we have.
No,
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Andy Reid's gonna sit there with his mustache. We can win with Patrick Mahomes and really mediocre wide receivers. We're fine.
Mediocre is the best way because I wouldn't say they're absolute dog shit because all of them have had their moments, but God, did Kadarius have some absolute shit moments? MVS, he's redeemed himself in the postseason, but he had some bad points. Rashee Rice, he'll be fine, but like other than Rashee Rice for his price and being a rookie, and Sky Moore only because of his contract, I think everyone. Justin Watson, he's a reliable like wide receiver 4, and as long as he's costing wide receiver 4 money, bring him back. Same thing with Justin Ross. He never even played. He had a domestic abuse issue, I think, a domestic issue, and I think he's on the practice squad. But he had some flashes early on. He's got size. He's 6'4". I mean, like you said, you got to get a Mike Evans. You have to get someone. Travis can't keep carrying this offense. You need someone to get pressure off of him, and honestly, you might want to realistically try and find his all-star replacement. Noah Gray and our backups are serviceable, but they're not Travis Kelce. So
There's not many that are though.
This just popped into my head.
Yeah.
You say Travis Kelce can't keep carrying this team, for the receivers. What if they win the Super Bowl and he just goes out on top and retires the same year as his brother?
That's been the theory. It would, like, honestly, I've heard that so much, and I sit here, I go, that's probably what's going to happen. Ryan, you might want to plug your ears because this is my prediction. Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Travis proposes to Taylor after the game. She says yes. He retires. Him and Jason go into the Hall of Fame at the same time in 5 years, and then happily ever after. You know,
I think
Hey, if that
it's gonna happen.
if that gets Taylor Swift off of my NFL viewing, I'm all about it.
She'll probably him and her will still go to all the Chiefs games, and they'll show her just as much.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you, I don't want. He's gonna say I don't want Taylor Swift here. She might buy a percentage of the Chiefs, man. I mean,
Yeah.
she's got the fucking money. She's just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna own 10% of them now. Whatever.
Yeah.
No, once he retires, she's gonna be like, "Oh, by the way, I've always been a Jets fan."
Oh, she buys the Jets, and then he signs with her Jets and helps break open some lanes for Brees Hall. Okay, I'm in on it now.
Aaron Rodgers, Travis Kelce, and Brees Hall, weapons.
That might be the worst jersey Kelsey in a green Jets jersey. It's like seeing like the Jerry Rice
In Oakland.
Seahawks. Yeah, or Oakland.
Yeah.
Randy Moss in Oakland.
Randy
Who
Moss,
else in
and
Oakland?
also didn't Randy Moss have a stint in Seattle too?
Oh, Seattle,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. That's what I'm thinking
that
of.
was
Yeah.
the one. Yeah. It's so funny seeing these players, and it's just like you don't want to laugh at them because it's like, oh, they're clinging on to something that is telling them to move on.
Mhm.
But it is funny seeing like Terrell Owens like work out with this Seahawks a little bit or something.
Emmitt Smith with the Cardinals.
You know what one I thought was going to be that JJ Watt for the Cardinals I thought looked fine. Like he was there long enough.
Yeah.
And he wanted to leave. But that was one I thought early on. I was like, that's going to be another 1 year thing where it's going to look weird that he was on the Cardinals, which one of my friends, we were talking oddly enough earlier today about JJ. What a human being to go, I'm going to be one of the best at the position has ever seen, wreak havoc, and I'm going to be stuck on the Texans and make them relevant. And I'm going to be stuck on the Cardinals your whole career. At least Emmett had the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry Rice had the Niners before that. You just choose the Texans and the Cardinals as your two teams? Come on,
Never
man.
even sniffed the Super Bowl.
Guy never wanted to be the number 1 seed ever in the playoffs. Guy never wanted to sniff a Super Bowl. Nah.
Or how many times he went to the playoffs? Can't be very many.
I don't know if there'd be a quick answer on that, like looking it up on Google.
Especially with JJ Watt playing in the Texans division with Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck, like taking them teams to the playoffs.
He played in 9 postseason games.
Yeah.
That's Again, that's where. Well, I guess DeAndre Hopkins kind of did the same thing. Hey, man, you've been stuck. The same back. Man, you've been stuck on the Texans and the Cardinals. Play for a team that he'd rather just get a little extra money and play for the Tennessee Titans.
Didn't we say that? I think I'm going to have Ryan Tannehill as my quarterback.
Patrick Mahomes, a guy who played wide receiver at Texas A&M. We haven't brought that one out in a while. Let's do Tannehill or the backup quarterback that puts mayonnaise in his coffee and eats bananas whole. That's who I'm going to have throw passes to me. What a good decision maker DeAndre Hopkins is for that.
Ryan,
just think, if we have DeAndre Hopkins and not Kadarius Toney out there, we might have been 17-0. I don't know. We lost so many games because the receiver fucking volleyed the ball to the other team. Insane.
Did you see my meme there, Ryan? My Hillary meme.
That's fantastic.
Oh, no, we got more of them.
I figured you'd like that.
That was fantastic. You better post it.
Oh, well, we can. I guess we could either share a screen or people that are listening can just imagine it. Why do people keep getting Super Bowl, who gives a shit what year, and put their team's logo on it before the game?
Yeah.
You're only going to be cool maybe for 3 months before, and then like in this one is a Lions one. you got he probably got the most out of that tattoo he thought he was ever going to get, because you got all the way to the NFC Championship before you were wrong. Why do you ever get that tattoo ever nowadays? You can just get it after the game and say, "Hey, look I'm a fan. I tattooed it on my body." Because no one just you're gonna go if someone sees that same tattoo. If you saw Ryan, if you showed us, "Hey, look at this LSU national championship tattoo I have," and we go, "Cool." The next question is going to be, "When did you get?" Oh no, he's getting up to. It's on his ass. Oh no.
You got the Vikings one, Ryan?
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
But
LSU's for the left cheek. Vikings are for the right cheek.
Vikings 2025 Super Bowl champs.
oh yeah, be the first one to get it, man.
Do it now.
X out the 2024. X out the 2025.
It looks like the old Browns jersey with all the quarterbacks' nameplates on it.
Nah, wrong year. See, I would respect that, but it's the people getting the 1 year. It's like when I see those tattoos, the next question I see after I see isn't cool. Did you get it before they won the Super Bowl? I go, cool tattoo. I probably don't want to talk to you actually anymore, depending on what team it is. Because even if it was a Chiefs tattoo, it's like, okay, cool. Like I'm a fan. I don't need to tattoo it on my chest to let you know that I'm a Chiefs fan.
Uh-oh. Think
we lost him.
Ryan.
It looks like a happy boy though.
He does look happy.
I think what you need to do, Trent, you or Ryan, either one, you need to make a Vikings Super Bowl champion 2030. You get 5 years out of that tattoo, man.
Yeah.
And then if they lose, whatever. But you can say, hey, I believe, and you can get 5 years of conversation rather than the guy that gets it 3 months ahead of time, and everyone goes, so cool, you were wrong. And it's there we go. The fucking Detroit Lions one.
We're
Champs 2024.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Actually, for what it looks like, it looks fine. It's just, what do you do? Because you're a Lions fan. You'd be a bad fan if you got the logo taken off you. Do you have them laser erase the Lombardi around it and the champs, or are you just gonna kind of keep it on there?
I don't know. I've never seen a tattoo lasered off. Like, it's still got to be something there, like scar, right? So you're still going to see that Lombardi trophy.
It's the Lions logo, and very clearly raw pink skin in the shape of the Lombardi around it. Yeah, no, I just like the team so much. What's that around it? Don't worry about it. It was nothing. Oh, you know it would be easy fix there. You could just put the Ford logo diagonally across over the football there.
Oh, yeah.
That would work.
Yeah. I mean, they do a great job on cover-ups. So
Ford does.
No,
tattoo
artists. Here we go back into conspiracy theories.
It was either going to be Ford does good cover-ups or Hillary that was in that picture there. One of the two.
Either way.
And Bryant's
We're
dead.
getting too far off. We're getting too far off from the 49ers versus Chifa.
Yeah.
Good typo there. Whoever put that.
So I'm one of those strange people that I don't like tattoos at all. And mainly for me, it's I can't even have pen ink on me and it drives me freaking crazy.
Yeah.
And so I go on Reddit and they did an update where they start giving you things that you might like. And a lot of them is one of them was shitty tattoos. And I'm like, okay, and there are some bad ones out there. But every single one, it's like, okay, you know what'd be sweet if you cover it up with a sick ass panther. So with this one, the only thing I can think of, cover that lion with a sick ass panther.
Oh God.
But it's every single one. It could be a star tattoo. It could be a tattoo of a tank, and every single thing is cover that up with a sick ass panther.
But here's the thing, though, with it, if you want to keep going NFL theme, that panther ain't getting to the Super Bowl anytime soon either.
Yeah, you got to cover up the Lombardi with it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like your whole upper part of your arm is sick ass panther.
Do you? I'm gonna share a tattoo, but it might get our video knocked down from YouTube, so I apologize.
Oh God.
But when you say shitty tattoo, this is literally the only tattoo I think of every time when someone's like, "What's the worst tattoo you've ever seen in your life?" I always think of this cat that people put on their bellies. Every single time is the cat looking around. His belly button's the butthole. Oh, every single time, just shittiest tattoo. Because I've seen it's some stupid like British like reality show, and they can choose what they tattoo on each other. And I saw this one, and the guy, I mean, I don't even know how to explain how he reacted. I've never seen someone so heartbroken that they had a cat's butthole tattooed on the front of their belly button there.
Why would you ever volunteer to be on that show?
People are idiots is like the only thing I can think of, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it gets you exposure, but I mean, what's the exposure you're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Of a cat's butthole on your navel. That's the only thing getting exposed there.
Gosh.
So, did we want to do final scores for the Super Bowl, or we want to save that for next week?
Yeah, we'll do it next week. We got a whole week of nothing.
We gotta write.
We got to talk Pro
Go ahead.
Bowl, bud. Everyone loves the Pro Bowl.
Jeez, I don't even have the Pro Bowl pulled up here. Oh no, yeah, I do. No, that never mind. It's just that cat's butthole tattoo. That's not the Pro Bowl. My bad. Pro Bowl rosters.
Oh
That's
my!
so funny.
Can I say something and you're gonna hate me saying it, and I feel a little gross saying it. I remember back in the day when I used to be excited about the Pro Bowl because that was the only thing the Chiefs could do. Like finally, Larry Johnson's, I can see him rushing in the Pro Bowl, and he's the starter because he's the best. And they're 2-14.
But that's like
Mhm.
back when they actually played at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gotten so out of hand that it's literally flag football and a dodgeball contest. Like, come on.
You want to know how you know that the Pro Bowl isn't shit anymore? You know who just got announced today being in the Pro Bowl?
Who?
Gardner Minshew.
Oh, Jesus. Did he even start this year?
Well, he was the backup before the starter got injured. That's the guy that's in the Pro Bowl. And by the way, not Josh Allen either. As much as I shit all over him, Josh Allen didn't make the Pro Bowl. Gardner Minshew made the Pro Bowl.
That's messed up.
I'm just gonna beat my chest so hard. NFC won the dodgeball this year.
Yeah, the dodgeball, and we won the hula hoop challenge.
Justin Jefferson won the best catch contest this year, where they're like diving on the foam mats.
Hang the banner.
You know,
put that up in
you know
US
what they-
Bank Stadium, baby.
if you want to get the most out of every athlete in every event, you make the winner of a certain event, NFC or AFC, they're the home team or however they want to do it, but you don't tell them what event it is. It's just on a wheel and they spin it at the end. So you have all the winners at that point, dodgeball and who cares, the A for the AFC, and you just spin it, and then whatever it lands on, the winner of the sled pushing contest hosts the NFC, hosts the Super Bowl at that point. Yeah, a little bit of a twist so people actually watch.
Yeah, it's like the MLB All-Star game that, whoever wins that gets home field advantage.
Yeah, that
in the World
that's
Series.
like the one thing to actually do right, by the way. The MLB does so many things wrong. The All-Star weekend and home run derby, that's the one thing they do absolutely right.
Yeah.
And no one else can replicate it.
Yeah, I will watch the home run derby.
Yeah. Everyone does.
Yeah.
Everyone watches it. And you don't have to know any of the players. It's like, I want to see dingers. I want to see this big guy hit it super far. And I also want to see this shockingly skinny guy hit it super far.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you remember how amazing like NBA All-Star Weekend used to be too, with the slam dunk contest and even just the All-Star game itself, and even that's just a piece of crap now.
Yep.
That's the NFL. I guess you have to default say is the worst because you actually don't even have a game anymore. But the NBA is close behind, and honestly, you might as well not have a game because that's like I'm gonna look up the score real quick, but I'm pretty sure it was like the over-under is like 350 and it hits over every single time.
Yeah.
And they don't even do like, they won this quarter. The Eastern won this quarter. It's like,
Yeah.
it's the whole game, isn't it?
Just the last 4 years, because it's the first thing that popped up, and I'm lazy. 2020, LeBron's team versus Giannis. I'm just gonna say the scores: 157 to 155. 2021, 170 to 150. 2022, 163 to 160, and then last year 184 to 175. That, I mean, why even play a game at that point?
It's basically just shoot around.
Yeah.
They don't play any defense. They just dunk it and just jack threes. And they're such good shooters, they're all going in.
I'm not going to watch any more NBA All-Star games until LeBron fulfills his promise and does the dunk contest.
Maybe this is the year.
Yeah. The point is he never will, and then I never have to watch the All-Star game. And I wasn't going to. So, I mean, it works out. But.
You remember, though, when the All-Star game actually got the best people in the NBA doing it, though? Gosh, that was so good. The Vince Carter slam dunk contest is still one of the greatest things ever.
That was like the greatest slam dunk performance ever.
Yeah, it was amazing. But even Michael Jordan was in them. Like, the actual players actually did stuff. The last good one I can think of would be the Blake, what's his name?
Blake Griffin. I was going to say the same thing.
And I was in high school or in college when that happened.
But my favorite has to go back to when it was big guy that can dunk, Dwight Howard, versus small guy, Nate Robinson, that can dunk.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, you see why it's funny? Little guy and big guy. Who's going to win? Big guy did. Shocker. The guy who has more... Nate Robinson's barely getting his dunk over, and Dwight's lifting the rim another 3 feet, you know?
I think it is... The dunks look cooler when it's the small guy doing it, because they have to jump way higher, and they're in the air way longer. They should win every time.
Nate Robinson looked like... Do you remember the movie Like Mike with Lil Bow Wow, or whatever it was? Nate Robinson looked like that kid when he dunked every single time. He was flying through the air. It looks like it was CGI. But
Nate Robinson found MJ shoes out on the light or the electric wire. And
only way to explain it.
Yeah.
So, well, shit, man. I have a question for you guys, by the way. If you're good to get off some sports.
Yeah,
here.
let's get out.
Ask away.
Have you guys seen the Dune movies?
I did not.
No.
I heard a lot of mixed things about the first one, so I didn't watch it.
Well, I wanted to ask, because I'm gonna try and get this shared on my screen here, but you're gonna want to watch Dune 2, or at least go to theaters for. You don't even have to watch the movie.
You just can go get
Dune
the
2 comes out. Yeah, popcorn tins.
I did.
So, yeah, I'm getting it shared here right now. Fellas, how many beers before you go see Dune 2 and get a popcorn tin minus the popcorn extra butter, you know?
I mean, I know popcorn at the theater is very expensive. It's like the most inflated product on the face of the earth next to college textbooks. Now, my question to you is, what is more economical, going to the theater and buying this, or just buying a Fleshlight?
You know what? I think I'm going to have to give a slight edge to the Dune 2 Fleshlight, because at the end of it, you still get popcorn, you know?
That's true. I think I'd eat the popcorn first, though.
Yeah, maybe I go. I go up to him. I get a Dune 2 bucket, popcorn with 6 spurts of butter. Hold the popcorn, and then I would just go. And then they go, okay, enjoy your movie, and then they'd see me walk my happy ass out the door. I wouldn't even go to a movie at that point. Just
I guess off the top of your head, Bryant, what's the price of a Fleshlight, and what's the price of this tub of popcorn?
You're going to it's going to shock you. I don't know those off the top of my head. I know the Dune popcorn. Popcorn, a large, is about $13. normal. So with this being limited edition and the demand is going to outweigh the supply, there's probably going to be an $18 to $20 tin of popcorn.
Yeah.
And it's already lubed up for you with the butter.
With the butter,
I was gonna say this is probably at least a $20 product here.
If you give me 2 seconds, because I don't mind if it's in my search history, I'll look up the price on the Fleshlight here.
I'm
We
guessing
appreciate
more
your
than
service.
Yeah, I'm guessing more than $20 because we're gonna put $20 on this.
Oh,
Depends on quality.
Yeah, true.
Well, yeah, I was going to say how realistic do you want, I guess? Because the top one I have, let's see, 75, 70, 70, 70, 30, 35 is just, it doesn't even have a shape or a name. So, $60, $70, it looks like on the low end.
So, I mean, once you go buy this and your movie ticket, you're still under that price, I think.
Yeah, so what you're saying is I could get 3 Dune popcorn buckets. So I could have one in the dishwasher, one on standby, and one in active duty.
Oh, I thought you meant because just in case you wear the other 2 out.
Well, that too, yeah. Maybe I'll like you ever see the collectors, like they don't take the items out of
out of the package.
Out of the package. I'll just do that with one of them. I'll just display it on my mantle. Have the other two on standby.
There's another Hillary meme there. Hillary, when she sees the Dune popcorn.
Yeah.
What the hell? Hillary, when I explain why I have so many popcorn tins. But no, I thought you guys would get a kick out of it. I know I'm a little bit more of the movie buff because I have time to go to it, but I knew you guys would still enjoy the Dune 2 popcorn tin. Okay, and if you guys don't know what the hell we're talking about, if you're just listening, just look up Dune popcorn tin. You'll see very quick why I'm going to see it opening night.
It'll all make sense.
You've seen the movie. Can you explain to me, is there any rhyme or reason to the design, or is there just somebody that designed this that is just
that's the worm. This is going to be the most basic answers. They're on an off planet. Their currency is spices. They're the royal family or something. They send people to kill them, but they can't traverse the desert because the steps that they take are usually in rhythm. So these worms can hear it, and that is what the actual worm, like, it opens up. Like, if you see the Dune 2 trailer, you'll look and go like, that actually does look like what they're going for. Everyone just took the joke and ran with it. But yeah, they can't traverse these deserts for the spice because there's a sandworm.
Okay.
Yeah, are you ready?
Makes sense.
You want to watch? And also Timothy Chalamet's in there, so I bet you want to watch Dune 1 now, don't you?
I mean, not really.
Not.
I've heard so many mixed things on it.
It's it's okay. I watched it. I'll probably wait for it's on HBO. Unfortunately, like, I know that's terrible. If I even want to watch it, be a fan of it, it's like, I'm sorry, when you got WB and other movies that aren't the greatest, I'm just gonna wait for when it's free for me and save my tickets for when it's an actual movie I want to see.
Yeah, Warner Brothers isn't on a good roller right now.
I'm getting this pulled up here. Have you guys? Sorry, I don't say, not to switch subjects here quick. Have you heard about Tiger Woods' new Sunday Red?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes. That dominated our text conversation for a while.
What do you guys think of that? I'm trying to find a picture so we can share it for anyone that's watching, but
I don't like it.
There we go. So I was going to say it because otherwise I was going to.
It looks
I think it
cheap.
looks stupid. Thank you.
I loved the TW logo.
See, that was so clean. Like, it's almost like we know you can't replicate that. And we know Nike probably owns Sunday Red, like the saying. But to break it up to Sunday Red and some of those mock logos, I think look like shit, man.
Yeah. My guess is, so Tiger still owns that logo, the TW logo. My guess is Sunday Red will be the umbrella line, And my guess is
Mhm.
there will be some individualized actual Tiger Woods line of things with that logo. That's my guess, just because he still owns it.
I hope so, and because I do not like that Tiger logo.
I don't mind it, but yeah, it's. I remember thinking the TW logo was pretty bad when it first came out too, and it really grew on me. So I'm sure this will grow on me too. But I don't understand the dividing up Sunday into two words.
Yeah, it's a compound word. Come on.
Wait, no, I mean it can be two words. It's a sun. Like I mean, even that doesn't make sense. It'd be sunny day anyway. So I don't know.
I don't like it.
The people at Taylor may need to learn some grammar.
He's got all the
Well, see,
initials
here's the
now.
one now.
SDR,
Go ahead.
TGR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
But-
I just wish they would finally announce it. Everyone knows the secret, so just announce it.
Yeah, it's only been leaked. It hasn't been like officially.
But this one, it doesn't like the one that I saw. It looked kind of like Lacoste isn't what I'm thinking of, but like the letters were all sprawled out and it looked like shit. This without the letters and everything on it, maybe a bad one. I do kind of like that. It's minimalistic, but you know what? The only thing that's going to make that look real good if you're buying that, I think, is if we see Tiger or someone win with it. Otherwise, it doesn't have the Tiger. You won in Sunday Red, but we all know the Nike part of it. Like we've seen that the TW. Like you're gonna have to do something in it, I think, before people actually take it seriously and spend. God, I mean, golf shit is so damn expensive. I mean, spend what 100, 120 on a polo with that.
I think it'd have been absolutely awesome if like his new logo was Frankie, his driver head cover.
Yeah.
I would get behind that. That would be sweet.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I wonder. I know Nike had that line. I wonder if I would think they wouldn't own that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, he had that driver head cover long before Nike. I mean, I've got a black hat with that logo or with that head cover on it.
Yeah. Well, it was a Nike hat too, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, it wasn't. Okay.
Just a dad hat.
Just a dad hat.
I bought it as soon as he won the Masters in 2019.
What are you going to buy after he wins it this year?
Probably one of these polos with this ridiculous logo on it.
We'll be there Wednesday, spending so much money on memorabilia there. I can't imagine what we're gonna spend.
I'm gonna come home with so much Masters gear.
What do you guys? I was just gonna say you guys have the perfect excuse. You're both fathers for your Father's Day gift. That's what you have to ask for. Just give me one of those polos for $150, and that'll be your only gift. But then you didn't have to buy it too.
The commemorative 2024 Tiger Masters Championship polo.
Sunday Red, yeah.
I'd be down.
My guess is just a regular one from the line. It'll probably be $100 shirt, and then once you have the actual special Tiger Woods one, it'll probably be $180.
Damn, I was gonna say 172. We're close. Isn't that great? And those will sell out.
Oh yeah,
$180 shirt, man. Jesus.
Well, it's like his shoes too, which his shoes were. I mean, for a while there, they were pretty sweet, and then he had all of his injuries, and he came out with some pretty ugly ones, and they all sold out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
those TW13s I had those are my favorite golf shoes I've ever owned.
That's because you're a dad, and I think those were like his first dad shoes too.
Those are like they were early. Those are pretty sweet. Like they're comfortable.
And those got a clean design too. I'm just pulling them up right now.
I think they were the TW13s.
Yeah, because they just came out. They just re-released them this last year.
Yeah,
for special 10-year special edition.
Yeah, and you can get like green and yellow Masters colors ones, and I am not paying what they're asking for.
What is it?
I can't. It was multiple hundred.
What's the most you'd ever spend on a shoe?
On a shoe, like
any shoe, doesn't matter.
Any
Your
shoe.
I've spent is probably $150.
Yeah, I don't go crazy on shoes.
And I thought that was crazy, but at the same time, working in healthcare, I'm on my feet all day, every day. So it's like, okay, I'm going to spend money on a decent shoe at least.
But the Rolls Royce of shoes that you could wear, they look good. They have a function where you don't have to worry about walking them no creep. What's the most you'd ever spend on a shoe though?
150. No, I'm not a
Oh.
I'm not a shoe guy.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not either.
Oh, you can't wrap your mind around paying $350 for the best shoe you'd ever wear in your life. You know,
I would
you're
rather.
guaranteed to get 5 years out of it.
I'll be honest with you. I would rather spend 350 if I had the money to just throw around for something, stupid. I would rather spend 350 on a higher end whiskey than I would on a pair of shoes.
Really?
I'm down with that. Yeah, like my shoes, I wear Asics to work. Like that's what I wear. If I'm not at work, I usually wear dudes. For dress up, which I dress up about once a year, I've got a pair of about $50 brown shoes that I like. Like I'm not a shoe person.
I'm looking up because you said you'd rather buy a high end whiskey. You can get Whistle Pig 15 year for 270. You'd even have change with that one, dude.
I would take it, and then I'd buy a bottle of Angel's Envy.
What about Blue Label Johnny Walker?
I'm not a Johnny Walker guy.
Yeah, but what about Chicken Cock Red Stave Bourbon?
Name your price. Cock? I'm buying that.
Whoa, okay, I found mine. Crown Royal 23-year golden apple flavor. Yeah.
How much that run?
$260. Oh, it's out of stock. Well, I guess never mind. My hypothetical dream is already ruined before.
Yeah.
Looks like it's got a diamond on top too. Damn.
The Whistle Pig 15 year is phenomenal. I would take a bottle of that before a thing of shoes any day.
What was a Whistle Pig Boss Hog? Is that the most like the real expensive one?
Yep.
They might have
that. They might have released a more expensive one.
They have a bottle of that at Brandon Liquors, like $650.
Yeah. And the thing is, like the one that I have, they have a new type every like year. They come out with a new version of it. And so the one that I had that was absolutely phenomenal. You can't get it anymore. So you're kind of taking a risk of whether it's still as amazing as it was. But I think they released a more expensive one.
You can get Whistle Pig the Boss Hog Black Prince 4th edition for it's on sale. It's only $1,900.
That sounds like a killer deal.
But it's got a pig on the top that's the stopper. So, I mean, you're basically getting your money back with that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's on sale. So you're saving money. Why wouldn't you buy it?
Why? I'm going to lose money if I don't buy it now, babe.
Exactly.
$1,900. See, that's where I want to be Elon rich for like one day and just see something stupid like that. And I wouldn't even think that'd be like, oh, do I want to buy this super nice bottle of whiskey that no one else can afford for what is equivalent to me like $1.50? Sure, why not? Probably even less than that with Elon, but
probably yeah.
We got to start listening to Elon podcasts like we talked about before, so we can be as rich as he is one day.
Every day I'm just listening to podcasts that gets you there. Every day I'm just like, what can I do to make it so I don't have to worry about money anymore and keep doing what I'm doing?
Now, Trent, you still got your Dogecoin? Still holding diamond hands?
Oh yeah.
It'll come back in a few decades. We'll be good.
Yep, and I'll be there for it. I got that. I'm holding HODL.
Yeah, don't. By the way, don't look at your AMC stock or GameStop. That you won't be too happy once you see those. But
yeah,
I dipped my toes a little bit into that stuff, and it wasn't like it was a dipping of the toe. But the people that just threw their life savings into it, like it's almost hard to feel bad for you because why? Did you think it was gonna hold up?
Yeah.
When Dogecoin was going high and he was going to be on SNL, people were predicting that it was going to hit $1, which I thought was somewhat realistic. But like the way it was kind of that trajectory. $1 would have been like it would have to spike big, but that's what you can do with these digital currency. Anything can be worth anything, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I remember buying some at like 54 and it spiked to like 72. And then
72.
and they
Highs like
started
that.
talking shit on SNL. And I think I sold at like 63 because I thought maybe it would come back. And I know some people that were like, and that was it. They were setting themselves up for failure. But there's people trying to predict it was at like the high 50s, 60s before that episode. And they were thinking it was going to hit $5. Like, you've never seen a stock or any coin grow that exponentially 10 times in value
Tenfold.
over a course of 2 hours, let alone like on the overnight. Like,
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think I've heard some people that are really in love with it. I don't think you can plan a future on it. You can have a stockpile in case, but I don't think it's like you said. Let's put my life savings in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's hope it pans out.
Well, and especially I know our amazing president's talking about a centralized cryptocurrency, and that is just that kill at everything.
That's the whole opposite point of cryptocurrency. It's because it's decentralized.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't have to know a lot about, like, that's the whole love of this, is that no government or any controlling, they can't control it. I can trade this for as much someone wants to give me yen. That's the whole point. It just
that's his goal, is to have a centralized American cryptocurrency, and that being the one. And it's just like, yeah, that'll kill everything.
Do you know that a centralized digital currency is just us using credit cards and debit cards? That's the whole. That's all it is. Like, we have that already. Oh,
Yeah, but greed knows no bounds or intelligence.
no. Nope. I agree. That what a dumb idea that is.
Well, hey, before we go, I want to bring something up here. It's an old thing we did. I want to bring back Big 10 serial killers.
Oh God.
Ooh, okay.
All right, found this one. H.H. Holmes, University of Michigan grad. So
Okay.
he's a national champion.
Oh, natural. Am I guessing what sport?
No. I mean, he just recently won the national championship.
Oh, he did. Congrats, H.H. Holmes. Proud of you, bud.
H.H. Holmes, yes. He is supposedly the world's first serial killer, basically. So in 1886, he got his doctorate from University of Michigan. Went to Chicago as a pharmacist, and now I'm just kind of reading this. He built a house for himself, which would be known as the Murder Castle, which was equipped with secret passages, trapdoors, soundproof rooms, doors that could be locked from outside, gas jets to asphyxiate victims, and a kiln to cremate the bodies. And basically what happened was there was a big expo in Chicago, and he pretended it was a hotel, and he got his victims.
Yes, I've actually watched a documentary on this H.H. Holmes on Netflix before.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Big 10 guy.
Yeah, shocking.
Great
Big Ten
stats.
guy. I mean,
Just looks like a Big Ten guy.
that might be the most 1880s looking man I've ever seen in my life. With a bowling hat and an overgrown mustache. Like, did they just enjoy having food in their mustache when they were eating back in the 80s with their boiled pig's feet? I mean, like, what is wrong? He's clean shaven everywhere else, and he doesn't trim the mustache.
Bryant, I think you should just start going for this look.
Like Charlie Chaplin or some shit.
Yeah.
Please get that hat. Go with the mustache.
I think the mustache only that sticks out to here and it looks like it's this big around.
Exactly. It looks like it's like the size of a corn cob. He just didn't trim it at all.
Yep.
I don't know how you could take anyone seriously because they'd be yelling at you. Are you? And you just see hair flopping every time they're saying something at you. You know,
Dude, that's my Andy Reid mustache.
Yeah. I was saying that whole thing, and the whole time I was like, Andy Reid's mustache in the Dolphins game was what it just hung over. But that was a controlled, like it's trimmed on the sides. It's just long here. His was all over the place. It looked like a Wario mustache in real life.
How long does that take to grow? Got to be years.
Yeah, minimum months. I mean, I'm trying to think when my mustache gets long enough like that, it's like maybe a month. And just imagine you just let it keep growing. I mean, that's a good
Like if I get
2
really
inches, 2-inch
and
mustache.
don't trim any of this for like a month and a half, it's still not even close to something like that, you know?
Well, it's because you're not a Michigan man like H. Holmes.
Or a serial killer.
Michigan man through and through. It just means more in Michigan.
Just means
I'll give it to him. This guy he doesn't look like a serial killer, so he seems like a pretty trustworthy guy.
If you take a closer look at his teeth, you wouldn't say that. All of a sudden you'd
But
go,
it's the 1800s though. 1800s dentistry wasn't up to snuff.
No, it's something about how he like the way his jaw lines up. I don't know how to explain it. I can just look at it and you go, if you show me 3 men from the 1800s and you go, which one's the serial killer? I'd go that one, the one with the bowler hat, the one that he just a little off. Yeah, that one.
The one that needs an Invisalign.
I'd go which one went to a Big Ten school is how I'd say it, and they would cut right away.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to be able to expand this with the whole Big Ten expansion. We're going to be able to expand schools.
Ooh. Yeah.
Well, one last thing before we hop off here as well, because we're already talking about schools that cheat in athletics. Sounds like there's going to be an Olympics for Michigan grads here soon.
Yes.
I was going to found the enhanced games. Now you posted this here, Ryan. Can you shed some light on this?
You know, I didn't really look too deep into it, but basically, use performance enhancers. Who cares? That's what this is for. Just it's
Plug it.
Basically, you know, most sports you get tested for it to be equal and fair. Well, this is just like, nope. Use whatever drugs you want and let's do this thing.
Do you know if we can steal signs? Because if so, we already got a football team and we got a basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need to know. I mean, all I'm going to say is if you steal signs, all you're doing is enhancing your mind. You haven't even gotten to the physical part yet.
My guess is it's the Olympics, so I'm guessing it's just going to be like running and shot put and all that stuff. So
yeah, I like this tagline. Sports can be safer without drug testing.
Yeah, that's where I was going with this. I was going to say the same thing. It can be safer and also very entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah, let's just get to. Oh, I can't. I was trying to get a picture of just how happy she was without all the drug testing in there. Damn it.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, there she is. She is. She's free at last. Free at last. She does not have to worry about drug testing anymore. I mean, what? Who's the? Was Sha'Carri Richardson? She wouldn't. Hers was just smoking weed, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm assuming that would be this as well, right? You can just smoke weed. They were talking more performance enhancers.
Yeah, this is more for performance enhancing.
Yeah, but still, just no drug testing.
See, now I think that's kind of fucked up. So these certain drugs that enhance someone's body, you'll let them do that all single day. But what I consider enhancing my body, cocaine or weed or whatever drug someone else may use, alcohol, you're like they better allow everything, man. This better be just a free for all. Because if you ban anything, then all of a sudden it's like you're just not living up to your end of it. You're saying enhanced. How can you say what enhances me?
Yeah, no drug testing at all. Do whatever you want. It's like Chappelle's show and Tyrone Biggums. Instead of drinking the Red Bull, it's like called Red Balls, and he's like, just like the powerlifting would be insane. He like lifts a bus off somebody.
I forgot about that episode. But yes.
So their big thing is they want their athletes to break world records. Does that count if they're on performance enhancers?
I wouldn't think it would be in the same realm.
I mean, you say that, but then we're letting guys get women's records. But I mean, so
science is real.
I don't know.
Sorry, I'm kind of a free for all going on here. I'm just looking at this. There's a guy. He looks pretty smart. I believe that science is real and has an important place in supporting human flourishing. There's no better forum for highlighting the centrality of science in our modern world than elite sports.
They're gonna have combat sports.
I say they have an Olympics for people who want to be clean,
Olympics.
and Olympics for people who want to be enhanced,
Well, I think that's what
I think
the point of this is.
and just do it.
I think the only sport I want to see where enhanced. Have you ever seen those slap fights?
Yes.
Just that. They're already on the verge of like the worst that could happen.
Yeah.
Let's roid them up. Let's see what. Let's crank that thing to
Dude,
11 and see what happens.
They're like knocking the opponent's skull off a C1 when they smack them. Oh my god!
The fact that
It's
they're
gonna be
gonna
like-
have enhanced combat though, like UFC with people on growth hormone, like yeah.
So Brock Lesnar and John Jones.
So the guys that are already in it, you're saying?
Yeah. Like I just imagine that slap contest or combat sports. Yeah, you can roid up. I just imagine one nice haymaker and like a cartoon, like the head's just gonna naturally pop off and just gonna be like blood spurting out the middle of your neck hole. Like that's what's gonna happen. We need to science. We need to push the limits of all mankind. Maybe we focus on something that's not just sport. Like, yeah, I want to see the fastest swimmer of all time. I want to see the fastest runner. I don't think combat sports we need to see. We already know what's going to happen. His eye that's swollen this big is just going to be this big now. I mean, what more are you going to get with steroids at that point, man?
Nope.
I mean, there's been boxers that have literally died in the ring, and I'm going to assume. I mean, say they were even roided up. That guy was roided up. So the best possible outcome is someone dies in the ring, or at worst, you're just going to push guys to the limit, and they are going to die in the ring again. I mean, it's.
And then it comes with, are you not entertained?
Yeah, exactly. The judge is they have to dress up like was that Joaquin Phoenix
Yeah.
where he has to do the thumbs down. All right, here comes a haymaker. If you wanted to see men on performance enhancing drugs do cool shit like that in combat sports, it's called the WWE. You just go and watch it right now. They have it.
Mhm.
And it's got a better storyline than this bullshit where they're suppressing our feelings. No, we just want to see someone actually die in the ring. We want to see them we want to see the wrestlers that come back to life. I think what crazy people, man. I don't know where the hell you found that, but there's some goofballs out there. They think they're like pioneers or some shit.
Well, one of the main investors, he's a big time dude. Let me look him up.
Barry Bonds?
Yeah. No, Peter Thiel, the former CEO of PayPal.
Lance Armstrong, is it him?
Yeah. So the co-founder of PayPal, wasn't Elon Musk the co-founder with him for PayPal?
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about all these sports right now where it's like, but could you imagine if we had someone with the enhancements of human? Could you imagine the best cycler? You mean the guy who did it and won 7 in a row?
We can imagine it. Yes.
Could you imagine but imagine a baseball player that roided up. You mean the best hitter of all time with 800 home runs? Well, no. What about? Oh, you mean these pitchers that had like 0.5 ERAs because their arms never got tired and they could throw the fuck out of the ball? We've seen that. But what about football? We saw Lawrence Taylor on cocaine. We know what the peaks of all these combat sports are with enhanced drugs. You're not showing us anything that they haven't already cheated and done.
So we need to see the real sports like bowling.
See, thank you. Bowling, but make the pins bigger, the ball larger.
The ball's like 50 pounds.
Yes, throwing 50-pound balls. Okay, see, we just need to change it up a little bit. A basketball, but with medicine balls. You don't have to dribble, but you have to carry around a 20-pound medicine ball, and you have to have proper form shooting a 20-pound medicine ball.
I want to see roided up pickleball.
On the same size court. You don't get any now you have all the rage in the world, but you have to up it a little bit.
I said pickleball, not tennis. I don't want roided tennis. I want roided pickleball.
I'm with you on that.
I'm a pickleball and ping pong too. I want roided ping pong.
Yeah.
Do you want to see a bigger table, or do you want to see the same size table and these roided out freaks?
I want to see the same table, same paddle, same ball, roided out freaks playing it.
Also, I think we need to have a real-time cam that shows the athletes roiding up in real time or before the match. Like, I want to see them, instead of the walking out music and they're walking out a quarter mile and acting cool, I want them wheeled out and you see people that are getting the last syringe in there and you see them like freaking out on the way out there. I want to see that.
You're basically looking for Bane, basically. Just
Yes, thank you. I want to see the plastic tubes, and I want them to go like, this guy's losing. He's down 2 sets in pickleball, and he hits some button on his side, and you just see the green goo go into his body, and then he pickleballs the shit out of it. I don't know. I've only played pickleball once. I don't really know the rules, but
I want some roid rage on the court. I want someone jumping over the net and tackling his opponent.
I also want things that are not sports, just roid rage, and they have to do who can make the quickest omelet. So these people that have all this testosterone, they have to make the best omelet they can, and you get judged by
It's
Gordon
like
Ramsay.
Chopped.
Yeah. Because then the refs have to be careful what they say because they might fight them. They just take them to the next room over where the combat ring is. You know what? Actually, I might be in on this now. Now that we're talking about all these crazy, I think we've just made it better, if anything. But I want to see roided out Texas Hold'em. I want to see their poker faces while they can't even control their own because there's too much testosterone and shit going through. They lose a hand pretty badly. They knew they could have won. The guy flips the table. You'd spend more time putting
tables
spend more
getting
time
flipped.
putting back together.
Getting your chips back.
I want to see roided out painting like Bob Ross.
There you go.
Mhm.
Yes.
Here's my happy little tree.
It's like, okay, well, we're gonna need a new easel. He punctured this one again. Can we get through 2 trees?
Punches a
before we
hole
puncture?
right through the canvas.
Oh, it'd be kind of a fun one, but you don't tell them what the tiebreaker is. But these roided out people, your tiebreaker is Twister. So now all these people can't move because they're so roided out of their minds. Now right hand blue. Now you have to see these fuckers try and touch the blue, and they can't bend over because they're too roided out, too many muscles.
I like our ideas, really.
Yeah.
I think there's a link. We can send them our ideas here, and we'll I guess we'll see if they respond back.
We'll fix this sport too.
We did it with the XFL, and we're gonna do it with enhanced.org for anyone that wants to look up this stupid shit.
Well, there's not even any XFL now because, well, I mean, they didn't listen to us.
It's like USL now.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, we're spring football. It's like, I would rather just pay attention to me, like spring practices in college football. But you know what? I'll put it on the background. I don't give a shit.
The USFL and the XFL combined to make the USL. Now you can combine all their fans and get like 65 people in a 65,000 seat stadium.
I'll be real honest with the XFL when they had the rules and the 3-point play and everything. I was a big Battlehawks fan, but then COVID. So
yeah, I mean, we saw how good of idea and the USFL wasn't terrible, but I mean, you just don't have the best athletes. But sorry, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but you saw that nobody was watching the USFL and they were hemorrhaging money. Why would you think let's bring back the XFL and not even have all the best second tier players because they're not going to play in both leagues? Why was this an idea?
You know what the UFL needs? Steroids. They need to go to enhanced.org, combine, become enhanced UFL, put steroids in these guys, and really just let them loose. Just see what happens.
It's just going to ruin their shot at ever making the NFL because they're actually going to get drug tested when they go there.
Actually, let me change it. All the players already have enough. They're just blessed, gifted with their bodies and their strength and everything else. I want the refs roided up So then when a player gets in their face and they start arguing a call, the ref can fight back.
Yep.
That's the only thing I think that makes it fair. And then whoever wins the fight, the flag might get picked up, or you might get your ass kicked by a ref, and you'll never want to be on the field again because everyone will make fun of you for getting beat up by the zebra.
We just fix USFL as well.
Dwayne, I'm here anytime you want, buddy.
Yep.
I could be the new Kevin Hart if you want me to.
The
We're comedically different. I have hair, he doesn't. He's 6'4", I'm not. He's in shape. I am a shape. I mean, it would work. Call me. Call me, Brock, please.
Oh.
All right, you guys ready to go for the night? I think
Let's get the hell out of here.
We nailed so much stuff at the end there.
Yeah.
we did. Really productive night.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. We're getting past Trent's bedtime, so we need a lot of.
Got to be up at 4:30.
Oof. Oh, all right. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you catch happy hour. Is that tomorrow night?
Yeah, amateur hour for tomorrow night.
Amateur hour.
Happy hour.
It'll be after happy hour.
Yeah.
My God. I need to go to bed too.
Yep. Let's end it.
All right.
All right. Thanks everyone.
See ya.